Welcome to the Bayou City Soccer Podcast. Whether inside or outside the loop, we are talking everything soccer in Houston. Y'all ready? Let's get it.
Welcome into a special episode of the Bayou City Soccer Podcast. We're pleased to be joined today by the new technical director for the Houston Dash, Twila Kilgore. Twila, how's it going?
I'm great. I'm really excited to be here, and I'm ecstatic to be with you today.
Yeah, and years ago, you made the jump from being a college coach to an assistant with the Houston Dash, so a bit of a homecoming for you, going into the front office this time. What was it about this point in your career that you wanted to, make a jump to the front office?
I think the first starting place is I've just been really intentional with my time and taking time since I was with the national team and thinking about what's next. And for me, it's always about being with the right people at the right place at the right time. And that's exactly what this is. It's not just a homecoming in terms of coming back to the club that I once worked for, which is really exciting, but this is home. I actually live here in Houston. I met my husband in 2019, within months of first joining the team. And so we live here, and I'm really proud to represent the city that we live in.
And you mentioned coaching with the U.S. national team. You got to coach under Vlatko. You helped the transition with Emma Hayes. Now you get to come to the Dash, where we see, a young up and coming kind of coach in Fabrice Gautrat. How exciting is that to get to work with Fabrice and the rest of the coaching staff here?
Yeah, this is a group. It's really clear with my time with them, and I haven't been with them very long, obviously, that this is just a really eager, humble, hardworking, growth mindset group in general that really want to do everything they can to provide these players and the community here the best experience possible. And it is really exciting to be able to come alongside them as a strategic partner and help grow this team in every area.
Yeah, and you came from coaching, and a lot of coaching is short windows. You're worried about what team's going to play this week, tactics this week. Now you go into the front office. There's a lot of that, but also some big picture stuff. So how do you balance, those different things where you're looking ahead to the next game, but also kind of building the Houston Dash back into a playoff team?
I think you kind of mentioned the starting point to the answer to that, and that is just that there are actually two lenses. One of the things I'm most excited about is being with the players and the staff on the day-to-day. But there's also this other lens of looking towards, long-term trajectory, what the future might look like. What do we need to do now to make sure that there's real sustainability moving forward? And Fabrice and Angela and the entire staff have just done a great job creating that stability, that foundation that we can continue to build upon now.
We've heard Fabrice and Angela both talk about culture and how important culture is. The U.S. women's national team, you were around for a while, probably one of the best cultures in sports. How important is that for you as well, building that culture here with the Houston Dash, players, the staff, getting everybody on board to build it towards a common goal?
Yeah, I think one of the things I'm really focused on is just helping this group continue because they're on their way already. It's very clear to bring clarity, alignment, competitive efficiency across all areas of the program. And that's really what culture is about. It's in those processes, like having really effective and efficient processes, but also daily behaviors that match that. And I really look forward to help shepherding that.
We saw a lot of growth with this Houston Dash team last year. I'm sure you saw a lot of young players, a lot of veterans on this team. What are some areas where you see immediate improvement with this team as we go into 2026? I know a lot of rookies they've signed this year. Just how do you see the team kind of shaping up as you get here to start off your new position?
I think we should spend some time together in the near future, and I'll answer that question better. I haven't actually met the team yet. So this is all what I've studied from afar. And I'm not going to make any judgments until I'm fully embedded. But you're right. I'm really excited about this group. We've got some great veterans. We've got a young group. We've made some great signings, and the energy around the club is excellent. So we've got a great starting point, and it's just the beginning of the year.
Yeah, and I know we've talked to Asher Mendelson, who's the technical director over on the Dynamo side, on the men's side. There's been a lot of emphasis on youth and growing young players, and even kind of that pipeline from the Houston kids to getting up to the Houston Dynamo. The Dash don't really have a Dash 2 or anything like that, but how important is kind of that youth pipeline? Houston's such a big city, so many kids playing soccer, so many girls playing soccer, kind of building that pipeline to see these young girls that are in the stands at Shell Energy all the way up to getting to play for the Dash.
Yeah, I think having a team here is so important because we want to give a clear picture of what it would look like to grow up and play here in Houston. And we definitely want to tap into the talent here that's local. We want to help develop. But the starting point is the players that we currently have in the program. We have some young players in the program, and part of our job is to continue to develop and grow players that are in the squad. So going back to two lenses, it's thinking about the future and that pathway, but it's also thinking about the now.
Yeah, and coming back to the NWSL, we've seen so much growth in the league and just the facilities, the investment, and Ted Siegel and what he's put into the Houston Dash here. Where do you see areas for this Dash team to continue to grow and stay competitive in this league that seems to be growing so much?
You're right. Not only is the league changing, but the whole world is changing. We're in a world where everything is accelerated by AI on the business side, and in some areas it's starting to touch football. And I think that the key to making sure that we have accelerated success all the way around is making sure that we have processes in place that every single area that our program touches is actually working in conjunction with each other in a really effective and efficient and strategic way. And I think that is the way to continue to compete within the league and also have an eye to the future for a competitive advantage where maybe other people haven't hit those marks yet.
Yeah, and we've seen a lot of international players coming to the NWSL. Lisa Boateng is here with the Dash now. Um, how important is that for the Dash becoming one of those teams that, is a global team? We saw Gotham playing over in England recently, in the Champions Cup. How important is that for the Dash to become a global team like that, where you can get players from all over the world as well?
Yeah, we just want to attract the best talent and the best people from anywhere, all over the world, just as you mentioned, but also in our own backyard. And so we want to be the type of environment that attracts, it's very clear from the outside that there's clarity, there's unity, there's trust, and and the hustle that is Houston. We want to attract people that want to hustle with us and want to put in the work.
Yeah, and looking ahead, we talked about a little bit about this season, but a lot of expectations. I think we talked to Jane Campbell and we talked to Fabrice recently. They're talking about making history, not just making the playoffs, but a team that makes history. This club has historically not had done as well. They've made the playoffs one time, but now you come in. There's a lot of new hires as well. What is that making history mean from your perspective and your position?
I think history making comes when you're just doing the job that you're meant to do every single day. And I don't think it's about chasing something that's a specific marker other than winning, which for us starts with playoff berth, but not winning at the expense of development and creating an environment that's really sustainable. We don't want to just win once, and the club has won a trophy. I was there for the Challenge Cup in 2020. Don't forget that. Great experience, great team, and the city was really behind us. It was such a fun time in terms of that Challenge Cup and having the city support us. Um, but yeah, it is winning. It's playoff berth first, but it's not winning at the expense of the daily environment that will attract the best players from all over the world and staff.
So, from a roster building standpoint, when you're looking at players, I know, and Angela's talked about this a lot, but what are some things that you look at? I know you've seen a lot of, top of the line players with the U.S. women's national team, some of the best players in the world, and you've from college all the way to there, you've seen everything in between. What are some of the qualities you look for when you're looking at players and looking at players to bring in specifically for this Houston Dash project?
We want players that want to be here. That's first and foremost. I think you're asking about player qualities, but the first thing is we want people that want to be here, that they see what we're all about and they want to join us and want to be a part of that. And part of that is us making it clear, who we are and what we can offer. And I know the club's doing a good job of that, and we're going to do even better. And then the second part is just aligning to the club's overall style of play for longevity and also the direction that the team it has right now with Fabrice and making sure that our player profiles, the players that we're looking for, match the way that we want to play. Players want to play within their strengths and they want to come somewhere where they know they're going to be used for who they are. They can be their true selves and their best selves. So that's what we're looking for, alignment with our style of play.
Yeah, and looking ahead, if things are going well this season and this Dash team is performing well, what do you want people to say about the Houston Dash? What is the identity of this Houston Dash team?
I think if just some common threads that have stood the test of time when the team has been successful. Thinking back to the last time I was here, humility, hustle, growth mindset, a little bit of a swagger, a little bit of the us against the world. And I think that ties in nicely to the team's, core values right now, which are trust, unity, and honor. But when the team looks at us, I want them to see a very clear playing identity, that we're breaking lines in very distinct ways. Fabrice has done a really good job of setting expectations to what that looks like within the team. I'm not going to share too much right now because there's a bit of a competitive advantage that we want to achieve, but a clear playing style, real work rate and pride in the city of Houston, that every game that we will go out there and we will give our absolute best effort in a very organized and unified way. And, that players can be themselves in key moments, that when the ball's in certain areas of the field, they're able to let their special qualities really shine through and show their individual characteristics in a way that those players that are watching, those fans that are watching, the people in the bar down the street can really enjoy and get excited about.
She's the new technical director for the Houston Dash, Twila Kilgore. Twila, before we let you go, just a message that you have for the fans out there. I know a lot of Dash fans that we've talked to are very excited about 2026, especially after the strong finish to 2025, beating Kansas City in the home finale. A lot of excitement coming into the season. Just what can you share for the fans?
I'm just so excited to be back in the midst with you all. Please come out. I look forward to meeting you. We're thankful for you. You are a big part of what makes this team special. And I know that in my time here in the past, knowing that you were behind us made a huge difference. So we live in one of the best cities, maybe in the world. I love it here. And come on out and show everybody around the world what we're all about by getting in the stands and supporting this group.
She's Houston Dash technical director, Twila Kilgore. Twila, we really appreciate the time. Best of luck this season, and we'll talk to you again real soon.
Sounds great. See ya.